Welcome Capricorn to a new era. My name is Emma. Capricorn, this is your general reading starting today on the 5th of February, and I've set the time frame to somewhere early February till early March of 2021. So we're just going to dive right in and see what's going on for you. I'm going to get an overall energy here first, and then we're going to build on that. So it might be a little bit of a slow start, and then we're sort of summing up to a real story at the end of it. It's almost like going on a little journey, a little energetic journey. So Scorpio, did I call you Scorpio before? Capricorn, I know it's Capricorn. Capricorn, what's going on for Capricorn? So general readings, it can be anything and everything and all in between. There you go. That's so interesting. That card has come out like so many times. I think that's it. First card out, Chop Wood, number 42. All the decks that I'm using I've listed down below if you're interested in them. And then we had Unfinished Symphony, number 10. That comes out and has come out for a lot of signs now. And then TikTok, number 30. Time. So we're going to go into each and every one of these cards. So Chop Wood. So immediately I see the star on the word chop. So we're going to, so chop, like we're going to chop up some wood or usually this card when that comes out, we have if we start with the numerology, so 42 there, is the connection in with your inner being, because that's a number 6. If we break it down, 4 is a heartfelt matter. It's you laying a new foundation for yourself. And number 2 is the conversation and communication in relationships. Guys, I just have to say, I feel a very strong presence here today. Like a very strong energy is with me here today. There's always a strong energy, like because I've put myself in that position of just really receiving messages. But as I started the reading here today, I just feel, I don't know, I just feel this presence here today. So maybe you feel it too. We're going to see what that does, or if it's just a heightened energy. It's the connection in with your inner being. Usually, I was going to say, this is like when you're cleaning out, like you're spring cleaning, you're dusting off old stuff. Maybe you put the Christmas away, you're cleaning out wardrobes, whatever this is for you. It's like it's a feeling of creating more space and more beauty around you. And that can be going on for you as well. I just feel like you're opening like the window to opportunity. You're opening the doors to opportunity. And for the first time, maybe not for the first time, but it feels like it's a new energy, it's a new feeling that you don't really know for sure where it's going to lead. And if you don't know where it's going to lead, decide where it's going to lead. Take charge of it. Like that broom is standing there. And I love how it's like, yeah, you could see it as it's standing. I see this as light coming in. So it's not really a wall that it's leaning against. I see this as light. So it's like, it's almost standing up by itself. But I feel like the light is so strong so that the broom can sort of lean against it. I mean, the broom, I can't say broom without thinking about a witch. So there might be a little witch energy, a little witch magic around you, Capricorn. Take that however that resonates. I was going somewhere with that. Right. Decide where you want to take it. Decide where you want to go. And if you still feel like, well, I still don't know. I still don't know exactly how it's going to look. Then decide how you want to feel. Once you end up somewhere, once you want to go somewhere, once you decide what you want to do, why do you want to do that? Like decide how you want to feel. The chopped wood, there's something about, because I see this star underneath the chop, and I've had this card a couple of times now, and I actually never saw the star. The star is highlighting the chop. And for me, the chop is just like Chinese food, Asian food, can be a little bit of sushi going on there. So take that however it resonates for you guys. We're going to go even deeper into these and see what's going on here. But it's sort of like take a little bit of the surface energy and go through the cards to find out overall like what's happening with you. This unfinished symphony has come out over and over and over again. And when it does, to me, that speaks about something like this is happening for the collective. The collective is coming to a completion. We're wrapping something up and moving on to something new. And I feel like the old paradigm is about to die and there's a new paradigm rising, a new era, if you will. Era. 10 is speaking about it, that completion. You're ending something, coming into something new. Number 1 is brand new beginnings, and 0 is coming full circle. So whatever you have done up until this point, you've done it enough. And so it's time to move on to the next phase of your life, the complete next phase of your life. When this card comes out, it indicates that you could have had a couple of projects going for you in the past. You could have decided you were going to go places, you were going to do things, you were going to meet certain people. And for some, whatever reason, you don't finish the task. You decide to go meet somebody and then you never meet them. You are starting this project, you start up this thing and you don't complete your project. Whatever situation or dream you're starting to have, is like you never go for it and have closure in it. And with this card, it seems important. The thing that's starting to come through is like, take charge. Don't sit around waiting. And let me just make that very clear. When I say don't sit around waiting for stuff to happen, when people say that, they usually mean get out there, lift your butt off the couch and go out, do something. That's not what I mean. What I mean is energetically. Don't wait for things to happen. Decide what's going to show up. If you want to go to China, decide that you're going to go to China. You don't necessarily have to go to China tomorrow. Maybe you even can't due to the pandemic. But I mean, there's this energy inside of you where you know the feeling. You know if you feel like, yeah, you're onto something and you're going to do it. Or if you feel like, yeah, that would have been nice, but I don't really know. And it's your call. It literally is your call. Once you decide, the universe starts to work in your favor to bring you the support you need to be able to do whatever it is that you say that you want to do. So there's something with finishing projects, going through with the situation, taking up that offer, the offer you're given to somebody else, close that deal, whatever this is for you, okay? And we're playing the piano here. It's like keys, black and white keys. Might be some significance for some of you guys. You're sitting on this egg that is blue, so it's very authentic and real and raw what you're doing right now. It's also an egg that at any moment could hatch. See this inner wisdom going on there as well. There's like this inner contemplation going on your part. There's a bit of pink clouds there also, so there might be a little bit of love in the air around you. We're going to go deeper then and find out what these energies are saying. TikTok. And I can't say this I can't say that word today and not think about the app TikTok. So maybe some of you guys are big fans of TikTok, or you have kids that are big fans of TikTok. Other than that, it's number 30 numerology wise there. It's 3 is all about passion and creativity and joy and celebration, and 0 there again, something again there coming full circle. So we're wrapping it up with a completion and coming full circle twice. Coming out, you're looking at an ending and coming into something new. I see big transformation happening here for you within a very short amount of time. In a very short amount of time. It doesn't mean that you haven't been on this very, very long journey leading up to this place, but in a very short amount of time, there's a big transformation happening. And I think that's due to you starting to say yes to things. getting a little bit out of your comfort zone. If there's anything that you sort of feel fear around, don't do it. But if there's like a little bit of excitement, it's enough for you to just feel a little bit excited, maybe a little bit, ooh, how is this going to be? But it's like, yeah, but your inner being is saying, this is exciting. Jump on it. Say yes a little bit more, so that we can break this energy of I'm waiting for stuff to happen. I feel like a waiting energy rather than taking charge, taking the broom. Be a little bit more witchy. Take the broom in your own hands and like decide where this broom is going to go, and start to say yes to a little bit more things to shift some sort of energy here. And then maybe for one person, I see this, I have no idea even what that's called in Swedish. We have those like, it's like a wooden box, and then on top of it is like it looks like a lid. And we have those wheels on the side, those knobs on the side, and that you can turn back and forth. And that thingy, it goes down like this and up like this and all around. And then there's a little pattern inside of it where a tiny little ball that you're supposed to take the journey from start to finish by turning the knob and correcting it and steering it up, like even it out when it needs to, and put it a little bit forward when it needs to, slow it down when it needs to, put it a little bit back when like to just continue to just work around it and just sense it, really pay your full attention to it, to have that little ball go all the way over to the other side. That was a really good analogy. As I didn't know that was going to come out as I started to talk, but obviously that is what you're doing. So maybe it's not for just one person. Maybe you're into that sort of game. It's so interesting because I picked that up from the bottom there. It looks like, yeah, well, anyways, I saw it there. And it maybe is for one or two people that you have that actual game at home, or you've been playing it with, no judgment if you're playing it yourself, but maybe playing it with your children or whatever this is. But as I was starting to say, just to describe how this game works, that is such a good metaphor and such a good analogy for that. That is what you're doing, or that is what you need to do. Like to just, okay, you sense it when you need to slow down a bit, and you sense it when you need to tilt it like in one direction a little bit, and then to straighten it out again, and then maybe pull the brakes a little bit, and then put some gas on, and just have your focus on. And we all know there's if you've ever played this before, there's little holes along the way, little challenges to get over. And I remember from playing this game, it was a specific hole that was always like, the ball just dropped into that hole, and it like comes back, and you have to start all over again. But not at one point did I say, I don't think anyway, that I'm going to throw out this game and this game sucks. And this game is taking my dream away. This game is making me feel like I don't want to participate in the world, But that's sort of how we treat, because I just picked up the ball and we just kept going at it again and again and again and again until we actually, because you start to get good. Like, okay, this part is easy now because I practiced it a couple of times. It's easy now. So then you get it back to the next, like, and here comes the tricky one. But I learned now I can't just go full force. I have to just, have a little bit of a slower speed there so you can really turn the corner, and so it's such a good analogy because it's sort of talking about life. And just because the ball drops in the hole doesn't mean that you should quit, or that it's not for you, or that it's not coming, or that it's not going to happen. It just means pick up the ball and start over, and you're learning to be more and more subtle and more refined. What is that word? Calibration. Like you calibrate to you calibrate and you calculate each move to the end goal. So that's what we're doing. That's all you can do. And it's not one's asking you to quit just because the ball drops in the hole. Very good analogy, if I might say so. It sounds like I'm praising myself all the time when I say these things, like, well done me. But it's just the things that I'm seeing, and then I'm telling them to you. It's not me. Like I'm being mostly being given them, or being like guided to look at something, and then I speak it, and it's like, wow, that's really clever. And then I sometimes say, wow, that's really clever. Like like I'm praising myself. So it might sound like I'm a little bit arrogant, which I probably am. Can we clarify this chopped wood, please? This witch broom. Do you feel a little bit like a witch? Do you have a little bit of that energy? Meaning being very magical. Deception and envy. Coming out of this chopped wood, like, and just a little reminder. So the chopped wood is making me feel like that you can take charge more. You can take charge more. You can decide, and then deception and envy comes out to clarify that. And I feel like this is towards. There's not another person deceiving you. There's not a person being envious of you. That's not the energy that I pick up. I feel like this is something you're doing towards yourself. There's some sort of deception and envy going on towards yourself. Perhaps a little bit more deception than envy. Like, I don't think you envy yourself. But I mean, it's a feeling of Capricorn, there's something about not living your life to the fullest. I don't know if there's some... This is not my usual Capricorn. This is not the typical energy that I usually pick up around you, because there's usually more solid, more confident energy like on the bottom of it, like as a foundation underneath it. So I don't know if something happened just as a little thing happening just at this very moment in time, and it has made you question things a little bit more, or if there's something that has happened, or maybe the complete opposite, something doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen, that has made you start to really question things, and that is a good thing. So what comes out here, I mean, you're completely dressed in green here, so we're healing something on the inside. We have all these waves coming out, the golden waves, which speaks about like heightening your vibration, climbing higher and higher. The blue border there, like the blue egg, is very much about authenticity and realness, what's true and real and honest for you, putting your foot down, showing up in the world as exactly who you are or who you want to be. The number 7 speaks about a completion or an ending on something you've been working on, and it's time to enjoy your creations. You're taking the mask off, like maybe perhaps the first time in a very long time, and like seeing it for what it is, maybe seeing yourself for who you are, for what you are, and starting to become a little bit more honest. I don't mean that you're walking around lying. I don't mean that you're deceptive to the point of no return. I just feel like there's a little bit of lowering, like dimming the light within yourself, or saying that you can't accomplish certain things, or why doesn't this thing happen? It's almost like you're being told that it's supposed to happen over and over again, and you see evidence of it everywhere, but then like the final piece just doesn't fall into place, and it's like starting to get really frustrating, and you question yourself. And I think this is where you okay, so when I say makes sense. So when I say don't sit around waiting for this thing, actually take charge, make a decision, like this is where I want to go, or this is what I want to feel. But in fact, what I'm getting here, and the unfinished symphony in TikTok, okay, it's starting to make sense. Goosebumps on that one, so for sure, validation there. Capricorn, even though you don't agree with me, even though you immediately just say it's not true, that's not true, if you're sitting at home right now and you are asking about stuff, certain things, specific things, experiences, and it's not really coming to fruition as you want them to. And I don't mean that you can blame the pandemic, or like the universe doesn't go, oh, there's a pandemic, so we can't give that to him or her right now. The universe doesn't care. Pandemic schmandemic to the universe. So if you're in alignment with whatever it is that you want, it's gonna be delivered to you. You're gonna receive it anyway. Like there's people still get pregnant, people still have babies, people still meet whatever they meet and fall in love. People still make money. You know, people still have health or ill health. It still happens no matter what. So I feel like this is the final call. It's not a final call. It's so dramatic. It's not a final call. Can I get some clearer words? You're trying. The final puzzle piece is you. The last thing to have your relationship, to have this job, to have this health, to have this money, to have an opening of like a psychic next level psychic witch magic. I don't know, whatever this is for you. Capricorn, you're playing it a little bit safe, and when you continue to ask and ask and ask about stuff and it really doesn't happen, you are the final puzzle piece. The universe is ready. The universe has delivered over and over again, and they're delivering as much as they can, to the point of like you see synchronicities everywhere. It's like the signs and symbols and breadcrumbs and nudges and guidance. It's there. I see it, it's there. You receive that. You get it, like you feel like, oh man, it has to be so close because I see it everywhere. I see it all around me. People talk about it. I see it, I feel it, I hear it, I think it. And then it's like, but why? So why doesn't it show up then? Because there's a little bit of deceiving going on there on your part, and you haven't been willing to take the mask off and really look at yourself and say, okay, so maybe here's the thing. Maybe I have gotten a little bit comfortable in my own comfort zone. And like I said, there's something about getting outside. There's something about getting outside of that comfort zone a tiny little bit and start to say yes a little bit more. Finish the projects. Don't just go 99%. Add the last percent. Add the last 1%, so that you will get to the finish line and get to experience all of this. And there's a little bit of fear there, and that's what I started to say. Please don't argue with me on that. If you sit there and say no, it's not. Well, if the stuff hasn't showed up yet, or if the experience that you want haven't showed up yet, maybe just even consider what I'm saying, because that's the energy that I'm picking up here today. Just at least consider, maybe that's the case, that I do have a little bit of a fear or a little bit of a, sorry, I haven't turned the phone off and it hasn't made more sounds like that and that's amazing. There's just this feeling of, okay, you got to decide now. That's what I mean with the final call. Like the final decision is up to you. You are now going to give the green light to, and I can't say green light now because then I'm thinking about Matthew McConaughey, because it's like, yeah, he's written this book and whatnot. You're the one giving yourself a green light to this, to whatever it is that you want to see more of in your life. You need to decide. And up until this point, at least go to the point where you say, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I feel like once it's here, it is going to be a little bit scary. Once it's here, what is that going to do with my life? Is that going to take away certain things? Are you not going to have your complete freedom anymore? Don't you get to watch your series as you want to? Is there somebody that's not fully understanding your witch magic? Is there Is there something about you might have to share your space? Maybe you've been single for such a long time. Maybe you've been quite comfortable working from home, and if you're going to get this new job that you're dreaming about, but what challenges is that going to bring? Like maybe you can start to ask those questions and sort of check them off the list to sort of get them into the light and say, okay, here's what could happen if I actually receive it. And it's not like, please go out and try this thing that you hate. And it's not like, please try to live on minimum wage for 3 years where you almost don't have enough money to buy food. You know, this is about, please consider how it would be when you'd allow the love of your life to come into your reality. Work on your safety, your control meter. Work on whatever you need to work on. Once you have all the money in the world here, once you're like financially independent, what does that mean to you? To sort of go through each and every topic of the things that you're saying that you want to experience. Why it hasn't showed up yet is because there has been some sort of deception on your part. You haven't allowed it in yet. You can. It's fully, like, we have a completion here. We have the connection in with your inner being. TikTok, time is like, there's a huge transformation on the horizon if you would choose so. We've come full circle twice. Usually I would say we come full circle, and because we have two having come full circle, it just really highlights. I would say maybe Capricorn, you're the only species on planet Earth that has actually come full circle twice. So it's freaking time for you, TikTok. It's time for you to get to live what it is that you have said that you want to live. It's time for you to, whatever it is, get out and have like a bigger space for yourself, a relationship for yourself, finances as you want them, health as you want them, a breakthrough when it comes to like your spiritual path, whatever this is. But we are talking about this grand transformation. I just feel this grand transformation that's going to lead to like passion and creativity and joy and celebration. And once this shift is happening, it's you're changed forever. Maybe that's what scares you a tiny bit. Guys, I'm going to finish it there. I'm going to end it there and go into the extended reading and see what else we can find for you here. This most beautiful thing. Very interesting reading. If you resonate with this, if you feel like, yeah, this is my story, then you're so welcome to come to the extended reading. If not, thank you to that. The link to that is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, Capricorn, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care, guys. Bye.